Starting a new project? Kane Hardware and Lumber is right in your neighborhood, ready to help, because do it yourself doesn't mean do it alone. Locally managed and operated, they know your name. Walk in and they treat you like family. There to celebrate life's biggest moments right alongside you. From your first home to your first grandbaby, they're all about relationships and community, not transactions. That's what makes them locally strong. Stop in at Kane Hardware and Lumber today, 224 South Shelby. Why would you shop anywhere else?
Better solutions, better building comes from Louisiana Pacific, caring and involved corporate resident. Friends and neighbors in Panola County are the foundation of business at Louisiana Pacific, delivering high-performance building products in the area. You know these folks. You know them from church, civic clubs, as volunteers in the work they do in the community and at Louisiana Pacific. Good people in good company with you and Louisiana Pacific.
Farmers State Bank, a name that you know and can depend on. We're your neighbors and community partners. We're committed to meeting your financial needs by providing banking solutions for your mortgage, commercial, or personal loans. With 118 years of service to our community, we're part of your local rodeos, 4-H, and festivals. We want you to know that we're here for you. Visit us at fsbctx.bank or come see us today. Farmers State Bank, improving lives and fulfilling dreams. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If your oil and gas operations needs the best in flowback services, you need Razor Services Inc. out of Gary, Texas. You can trust the experienced teams at Razor Services Inc. for all your flowback services. Just call co-owners Blake Young at 903-692-2535 or Brian Scott at 936-572-0724, whose teams are on the cutting edge of flowback services. Razor Services Inc., Gary, Texas.
If you're thinking about a new vehicle, or at least one that's new to you, East Texas Professional Credit Union encourages you to hit the road with confidence with their auto financing. They have rates and plans that should be able to be right in your budget. Stop by any of the 21 locations all across East Texas for details about auto financing at East Texas Professional Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Genpack Carthage, over 50 years servicing the food and restaurant industry with superior products. Advancing innovative packaging to enhance the human experience is more than just our purpose statement. It's our driving passion to make people's lives better through the food packaging they use daily. Genpack's dedication to quality assures you get food containers and packaging at its best. Browse and find what you need at genpack.com or look for our products on amazon.com. We are everywhere. Made right here in Carthage by folks you know. Genpack.
Carthage Independent School District is where champions are educated. As we face another year of uncertainty, Carthage will remain committed to being champions for every child, every day. We will continue being champions in the classroom with the help of our incredible team of teachers. We will continue being champions in extracurriculars, fine arts, and athletic events with the support of our fans along the way. And we will continue being champions for our community. Thank you for your continued support.
Buying your new, pre-owned, or custom-built vehicle should never be a stressful experience. And at XL Ford, our staff works hard at ensuring your buying experience is always a relaxing, stress-free event. Whether it's a car, truck, SUV, or crossover, you are always welcome to browse at your pace or custom build your vehicle at xlford.net.
Choosing the right healthcare provider can be a difficult task. Hope Community Medicine is here for you. Whether you need medical, OBGYN, or behavioral health services, it is our mission to provide access to high-quality health care regardless of your ability to pay. With 5 convenient locations in Carthage, Tenaha, Center, and St. Augustine to better serve your family. Hope Community Medicine, 903-690-8395.
Since 1980, Juicy's Hamburgers has been serving up the freshest, juiciest burgers in East Texas. At Juicy's, every bite is legendary. From our hand-ground beef to our crispy fries, golden onion rings, savory beans, and mouth-watering chicken fried steaks. Everything is made fresh to order. It's no wonder Juicy's has been voted best burger in East Texas for 40 years running. Juicy's Hamburgers, where tradition meets taste.
Hal's Air Conditioning and Electrical.
Is Spider-Man there?
Well, I don't know where you can find Spider-Man.
Don't you always have something for everyone?
Well, we can help everyone with heating, cooling, and electrical repair needs. We install new systems and whole home generators, too. We don't know where any superheroes are, but we always have super prices.
Super prices? I never heard of that superhero.
Since 1974, we've got something for everyone. Hal's Air Conditioning and Electrical. Call 903-693-7451.
Pintel Safety has been and is still a leader in the safety OQ industry that specializes in pipeline compliance for contractors, operators, individuals working in the oil and gas industries nationwide. Pintel welcomes the toughest challenges that our clients present, and we pride ourselves in always exceeding their expectations. Anywhere we're needed makes Pintel a desirable choice. Online at pintelsafety.com or call us at 888-750-8800. Pintel Safety.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, testing, testing. Mic check, mic check. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check.
Okay, you make the call. I can't hear a thing. Hello, sports fans, and welcome to Carthage Bulldog Baseball. Larry Allen along with Thomas Powell, and we are coming to you live from Driller Park in Kilgore, Texas. Driller Park, we'll give you a little bit of the history of Driller Park a little bit later in our broadcast. It's been around since 1947. So what would that be? 53 and 25 years would be 78 years for Driller Park. And we are getting ready tonight for a District 16 4A encounter, the last district game of the year between the Carthage Bulldogs and the Kilgore Bulldogs. Carthage has already been introduced. We'll tell you that the starting lineup is sponsored by First Methodist Church. Join the Sunday service at First Methodist with Brother Kevin Otto. Sunday school starts at 9 a.m. and worship starts at 10 a.m. And here's the starting lineup for the Bulldogs. Leading off at second base is Maddox Martinez. Sam Watson is at shortstop. Kel Preston in left. Blayton Legrone in right. Cade Moore is the first baseman. Brooks Soap behind the plate. Caden Ritter in center. River Leach at third. And the DH is Cade Ross. He's also the starting pitcher. We're getting the introduction now of the Kilgore Bulldogs. Bulldogs are in their road gray uniforms with pinstripe, and their numbers and letters are in red trimmed in white. And the Kilgore Bulldogs in white uniforms, their numbers and letters are red trimmed in black. So both teams have been introduced. We're getting ready for the anthem. We're going to take a break. Let's take a 3-minute break. 3 minutes and we'll be back.
Starting a new project? Kane Hardware and Lumber is right in your neighborhood, ready to help, because do-it-yourself doesn't mean do it alone. Locally managed and operated, they know your name. Walk in and they treat you like family. There to celebrate life's biggest moments right alongside you. From your first home to your first grandbaby, they're all about relationships and community, not transactions. That's what makes them locally strong. Stop in at Kane Hardware and Lumber today, 224 South Shelby. Why would you shop anywhere else?
Carthage Independent School District is where champions are educated. As we face another year of uncertainty, Carthage will remain committed to being champions for every child, every day. We will continue being champions in the classroom with the help of our incredible team of teachers. We will continue being champions in extracurriculars, fine arts, and athletic events with the support of our fans along the way. And we will continue being champions for our community. Thank you for your continued support.
Buying your new, pre-owned, or custom-built vehicle should never be a stressful experience. And at XL Ford, our staff works hard at ensuring your buying experience is always a relaxing, stress-free event. Whether it's a car, truck, SUV, or crossover, you are always welcome to browse at your pace or custom build your vehicle at xlford.net. XL Ford, right on the loop, right on the price.
Choosing the right healthcare provider can be a difficult task. Hope Community Medicine is here for you. Whether you need medical, OBGYN, or behavioral health services, it is our mission to provide access to high-quality healthcare regardless of your ability to pay. With 5 convenient locations in Carthage, Tenaha, Center, and St. Augustine to better serve your family. Hope Community Medicine, 903-690-8395.
Since 1980, Juicy's Hamburgers has been serving up the freshest, juiciest burgers in East Texas. At Juicy's, every bite is legendary. From our hand-ground beef to our crispy fries, golden onion rings, savory beans, and mouth-watering chicken fried steaks. Everything is made fresh to order. It's no wonder Juicy's has been voted best burger in East Texas for 40 years running. Juicy's Hamburgers, where tradition meets taste.
Better solutions, better building comes from Louisiana Pacific, caring and involved corporate resident. Friends and neighbors in Panola County are the foundation of business at Louisiana Pacific, delivering high-performance building products in the area. You know these folks. You know them from church, civic clubs, as volunteers in the work they do in the community and at Louisiana Pacific. Good people in good company with you and Louisiana Pacific.
All right, we're back here at Driller Park in Kilgore as we get ready for District 16 4A action between the Carthage Bulldogs and the Kilgore Bulldogs. Carthage comes in with a record of 10-3 for the district, so they're going to finish in second place behind Spring Hill, no matter what happens tonight. 13-12-1 for the season, and the Kilgore Bulldogs are 8-5 in district play. This is a big ball game for Kilgore. We'll talk about the importance of that as we go along. Maddox Martinez getting ready to step in and face Kason Edney, a right-hander for the Kilgore Bulldogs. Here's the first pitch of the ball game, and this one is popped up foul. First baseman over in foul ground, and he makes the two-handed grab for out number one. We are not in the press box, and we're not on the ground. We're sort of right in between, closer to the ground than we are the press box height, and we're pretty much right behind home plate. Got a great view of the strike zone here tonight. All right, this is Sam Watson, the shortstop. Open stance at the plate. Here's a pitch to him, in there for a strike. Watson, a left-handed batter. Edney is a right-hander. Here's the 0-1. This one on the left side, it's going to be a base hit. That was a little pop fly, and he's going to try for second, throw to second. He is safe at second base. Boy, he took a chance there. That was a little flare over the third baseman's head. It hit on the infield dirt, took a hop. The shortstop going to his right caught it on the outfield grass, and Watson really taking a chance, trying to stretch it into a double, and he beat the throw barely. Very close play at second base. So Watson on with a leadoff double. Preston the batter now. Here's a pitch to Cale. This one lined into right center field. Center fielder coming on. It's down for a hit, and Watson will have to stop at third. Now that one was hit hard right there. Watson's ball not hit hard at all. Again, Watson with a little flare, some would call it a Texas leaguer, over the third baseman's head. It hit at the very back of the infield, and that's infield dirt, going toward the left field line. Shortstop going to his right, tracked it down, but Watson, with some alert base running, stretched it into a double. And then Preston, his ball was hit very hard to right center. Center fielder took it on one hop, first and third now for Carthage with nobody out. There goes Preston, and the pitch is dropped by the catcher. So Preston will be at second base with a stolen base. Stolen bases are sponsored by Red Oak Insurance. Red Oak Insurance, your local go-to insurance agency for great customer service. And they've been serving Panola County for over 40 years. That pitch is low, and the count now is 2-0. 2-0 on Blayton Legrone. It's the weather, sponsored by County Judge Roger McLean. Swung on and missed there. 2-1 the count. Judge Roger McLean loves Panola County. And he's also an avid supporter of the Carthage Bulldogs. Go Dogs. And boy, what a perfect night for baseball here tonight. At game time, the temp is 83 degrees. No wind at all. This pitch is hit foul down the right field side. So the count now is 2-2 on Blayton Legrone. This young man started the season in the 9-hole, and then about 3 weeks ago was elevated to the 6-hole, and now he's batting cleanup. Here's the 2-2. Gets away from the catcher, but not very far, so that makes it now a 3-2 count. The pitch was low and in the dirt. This is a grass field, again built in 1947. First game was between the Kilgore Drillers and Henderson. Infield is in. Here's a 3-2 pitch. This one swung on and missed, strike three. And that was high and inside. I think that was ball three there. But he went after it and missed it. So Legrone down on strikes. Yeah, that was, in my opinion, and I've got a great view of the strike zone tonight, that was high and inside. There's a breaking ball in there to Cade Moore. So again, if the Bulldogs fail to score here, that would be a tremendous momentum builder for Kilgore. Here's the 0-1. Didn't miss by much. Close. 1-1 the count. Bulldogs with second and third and nobody out. And now it's second and third with one out. Here's the 1-1. Gets by the catcher. Runner's going to try to score. No, he goes back. It got past the catcher. Not much room here behind home plate. And Sam Watson came, I'm going to guess, 20 feet down the line and then decided to retreat. I think he would have been out. 2 balls, 1 strike on Cade Moore. Here's the 2-1. This one lined into center field. This ball is going to be caught by the center fielder for out number 3. So that was a hard hit ball right there, but right at the center fielder. And so the Dogs do not score, no runs on 2 hits, a double and a single. And we did not score. We had second and third with nobody out and no runs. So no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. Bottom of 1 coming up here in Kilgore, no score. We'll be back after this 2-minute break.
Farmers State Bank, a name that you know and can depend on. We're your neighbors and community partners. We're committed to meeting your financial needs by providing banking solutions for your mortgage, commercial, or personal loans. With 118 years of service to our community, we're part of your local rodeos, 4-H, and festivals. We want you to know that we're here for you. Visit us at fsbctx.bank or come see us today. Farmers State Bank, improving lives and fulfilling dreams. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hal's Air Conditioning and Electrical.
Is Spider-Man there?
Well, I don't know where you can find Spider-Man.
Don't you always have something for everyone?
Well, we can help everyone with heating, cooling, and electrical repair needs. We install new systems and whole home generators, too. We don't know where any superheroes are, but we always have super prices.
Super prices? I never heard of that superhero.
Since 1974, we've got something for everyone. Hal's Air Conditioning and Electrical. Call 903-693-7451.
When making important decisions, it's reassuring to count on people you know. First State Bank and Trust Company is that group of people offering home loans or everyday depository needs. First State Bank and Trust is recognized as being among the most reliable, strongest banks as determined by our nation's leading bank rating firm, Bauer Financial Incorporated. It's a 5-star rated bank of people you know, always innovating for your changing financial needs. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, First State Bank and Trust. Country at its best, the Carthage town motto, and access to health care rivaling that of bigger cities is a big reason life is so good here, with UT Health at the heart of the community. Find round-the-clock emergency treatment in a Level 4 trauma center, advanced radiology and imaging technology, specialists for cardiology, family medicine, internal medicine, and pediatrics. Your medical need is met with personalized attention found only in a close-knit community. Healthcare at its best right here, UT Health Carthage.
All right, we're back here at Driller Park. Bottom of the first, Tanner Beats leading off for the Kilgore Bulldogs. And he takes one outside for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. And that one looked good right here, but it's a ball. That was definitely over the plate. He's got a small strike zone, however. Here's the 2-0. This one, ground ball. Short hopped by Leach at third, over to first in time. Nice play by Hunter Leach. He had a choice to make right there. Is he going to play back and get the big hop or come in and be forced to take it on the short hop? He decided to come in and fielded it cleanly. He had to in order to get Beats at first base. And so Beats is out 5-3. Colton Hale, the shortstop, up now. This one lined into center field. Ritter is over to his left about 4 steps and makes the catch for out number 2. So 4 pitches and 2 outs. That's not bad. Wonder where they keep track of the pitches. All right, here is Joseph Hendrickson. This one is popped up, left side, out of play. Hendrickson, the catcher. He's a left-handed hitter. Kilgore 8-5. Let's talk about the playoffs for District 16 4A. Here's the 0-1. And that one looked like it was over the plate. Must have been low. Looked pretty good. Didn't miss by much. Here's the 1-1. There's a strike over the inside corner. 1-2 the count now. The playoff representatives are set in our district. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Hendrickson goes down swinging on a breaking ball. And it's 1-2-3 for the Kilgore Bulldogs in the bottom half of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. Top of 2 coming up here in Kilgore after this 2-minute break.
If your oil and gas operations needs the best in flowback services, you need Razor Services Inc. out of Gary, Texas. You can trust the experienced teams at Razor Services Inc. for all your flowback services. Just call co-owners Blake Young at 903-692-2535 or Brian Scott at 936-572-0724, whose teams are on the cutting edge of flowback services. Razor Services Inc., Gary, Texas. Pintail Safety has been and is still a leader in the safety OQ industry that specializes in pipeline compliance for contractors, operators, individuals working in the oil and gas industries nationwide. Pintail welcomes the toughest challenges that our clients present, and we pride ourselves in always exceeding their expectations. Anywhere we're needed makes Pintail a desirable choice. Online at pintailsafety.com or call us at 888-750-8800. Pintail Safety.
If you're thinking about a new vehicle, or at least one that's new to you, East Texas Professional Credit Union encourages you to hit the road with confidence with their auto financing. They have rates and plans that should be able to be right in your budget. Stop by any of the 21 locations all across East Texas for details about auto financing at East Texas Professional Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
You know where to go when you need a set of tires. That's Carthage Service Center. But did you know where to go if your car or truck needs repair or a tune-up? That's Carthage Service Center as well. Carthage Service Center, located at 2003 West Panola, open from 7:30 to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, offering state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment and the best trained staff in East Texas. Give them a call at 693-6688. Their goal is to deliver quality auto repair service to you and your vehicle. Home-owned and home-operated. Carthage Service Center.
We're back here at Driller Park. Larry Allen along with Thomas Powell. Thomas doing the video work tonight. And we are in the top of the second inning between the Carthage Bulldogs and the Kilgore Bulldogs. No score. Carthage had runners at second and third with nobody out in the first. No, with one out. Pardon me, with one out. I said earlier second and third with nobody out. That was wrong. Second and third with one out and did not score. This pitch to Brooks Soap is fouled off. 0-1 to Brooks. Yes, we had second and third with one out in the first inning and did not score. Pretty big ballpark here. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball in there for strike 2. They wind up the 0-2 low. Bounces back to the screen, 1-2. In 16-4A, Spring Hill and Carthage at the top of the district. Spring Hill's going to win it. They've got a 3-game lead now on the Bulldogs. They're 13-0, Carthage 10-3. So Carthage definitely has got second place locked up. Check swing, did he go around? Yes, he did. And so that's strike 3. So Soap went around, couldn't hold up on a pitch inside. One out. And Caden Ritter comes up there now. Ritter, the center fielder, right-handed batter. The third strike call on Brooks was made by the base ump. One and 0 to Caden. Here's the 1-0. This one hit sharply and grabbed by the third baseman. That was a line drive headed to left for a base hit. You couldn't hit it any harder than that. So we've had some hard hit balls here in this inning. Preston's single was a hard hit ball. Moore lining out to center to end the inning. First inning was a hard hit ball. This one certainly, that was the hardest hit of the group. That pitch hit him. River Leach, right-handed batter, is hit by an inside breaking ball on the very first pitch to him. So he's at first base now with 2 down for Cade Ross, the starting pitcher and also the DH for Carthage. 325 feet down the lines here. It's 330 at Bulldog Park, in case you're wondering. 400 to straightaway center, 380 in Carthage. This pitch is hit well to left field. Left fielder going back. This ball is going to be off of his glove. Runner on first, round second. He's going to round third. He will come in to score, and it's going to be an RBI double for Cade Ross. Ross gave that one a long ride. The left fielder went back. It'll be a double. No error on that play. He did get his glove on it, and he could not hold on, and it rolled back toward the wall. I think it maybe reached the wall. And remember, we had a runner on first, and so River Leach scores from first on that double by Cade Ross. Cade now on second with the RBI double. And 2 outs for Maddox Martinez. That pitch is low for ball 1. I believe that's Cade still out there running for himself. Martinez straightaway stands up at the plate. Edney looks back at the runner, now comes to the plate. This ball is a breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. Martinez popped up foul to the first baseman, his first time up, on the very first pitch of the ball game. Here's the 1-1. Outside. 2-1. Edney looks back at the runner. Here's the 2-1 pitch. This one swung on and missed. Off-speed pitch, 2-2 the count now. So in the top of the second, Carthage has just scored. They lead at 1-0. 2 outs, runner on second with a 2-2 count on Maddox Martinez. Pitch just misses outside. Didn't miss by much. And so the count now is 3-2 on Maddox. Edney with a 3-2. This one grounded foul down toward the third base dugout. So Carthage and Spring Hill will be the Division II representatives in the playoffs for Carthage. Carthage number 2 seed, Spring Hill number 1. Here's a 3-2 pitch. This one, ground ball left side into left field for a base hit. And advancing to third would be Cade Ross. Ross held up. Not for sure that ball was going to get through, and I wasn't either. But it did. So Ross now at third. And Martinez on first. First and third for Carthage. We're in the top of the second. A run in on the RBI double by Cade Ross. First and third with 2 outs. Okay, so we've got Ross on third and Martinez on first. They're holding, the first baseman holding Martinez on. That pitch, that hit him. Second hit batter in the ball game for the Bulldogs. So Watson is hit by a pitch. And you've heard me say before, our team has definitely been coached on getting hit by a pitch. Boy, that's an easy way to get on base. Easy. Depending on the pitch, could be painful. All right, so now the bases are juiced. They're loaded for Cale Preston. Way to go. Let's go, Cale. He had a sharp single to center field the first time up. Here's the first pitch to him. This one. Foul ball. Two-hopper. Right side. Fielded by Giancarlo Palacios, first base coach. He is the assistant to John Goodwin. 0-1 now to Cale. Cale up there in the big spot here. Bases loaded. Pitch is outside. 1-1 the count. Cale is, he's had some dry stretches this year against lefties, but this is a right-hander here. Here's the 1-1. This one lined into left field for a base hit. One run is in. Here's another runner rounding third, headed toward the plate, and he will score a 2 RBI single for Cale Preston. Way to go, Cale. Line drive to left field, and that brings in Ross from third and Martinez from second. Watson stops at second base. He was on first. And Cale Preston with his second hit of the ball game. So he's 2 for 2. And 2 RBIs. Not bad for your first 2 plate appearances. And here comes the Kilgore coach out. It's a timeout call. Timeout sponsored by FlowZone. FlowZone, your industry leader for all oil and gas pipe, valve, fitting, and supply needs, are ready to offer customer service that would exceed your expectations. Let's take a 30-second break.
Our lot is busting at the seam with new and pre-owned inventory. Hello, East Texas. Will Blackwell here with Pippin Motor Company. New Chevrolets, Buicks, GMCs, and the nicest pre-owned vehicles around, all discounted and priced aggressively, ready for a new home in your garage. Come experience a better way to buy a vehicle today at Pippin Motor Company, just across from Panola College, or on the web at pippinmotorcompany.com.
Okay, we're back here at Driller Park. Larry Allen along with Thomas Powell. Thomas providing the video for you. And incidentally, if you're listening on 104.3 FM, you can watch this for free. No charge. Go to easttexastoday.com. No spaces. easttexastoday.com. All right, 3 runs in for the Bulldogs in the top of the second. Runners at first and second with 2 down. This pitch lined into right center field. That's going to be down for another hit. Here comes a runner around third. He's going to come to the plate. They're going for third, and he's in there. And we now have first and third again, and a 4-0 lead. Blayton Legrone with an RBI single to right center field. So that brings in Watson from third, from second base. Preston with, I think he's got more speed than anyone else on the team. He usually goes from first to third, and Legrone with an RBI. So the RBIs in this inning, an RBI double by Ross, a 2 RBI single by Preston, RBI single by Legrone. And here's a man stealing, and the throw goes into center field, and that'll bring a run in. So Legrone took off in a steal attempt. He steals second. The ball went into center field, so that would be an error, allowing the run to score. Error on the catcher. And on that play, Legrone takes third. So it's now 5-0 Carthage. This pitch is hit to center field. Center fielder over to his right about 10 steps and makes the catch for out number 3. So Moore flies out to center. And that ends the second inning, but it's a big inning as the Bulldogs put up a crooked number here. 5 runs in the inning on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. The RBIs, an RBI double by Ross, 2 RBI single by Preston, and an RBI single by LeGrone. All right, so 5 runs on, again, 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, which gives us 6 hits for the ball game, 1 error by Kilgore, and 1 runner left on base. All right, the bottom of 2 coming up. Carthage now up 5-0 here in Kilgore. Back after this 60-second break.
You can trust the qualified staff at Hudson Financial Group to help you build the right policy that's created just for the needs of your farm or ranch. Randy and his team recognize the importance of the farm and ranch community in Panola County. They understand how much your property means to you and your family and the hard work it requires to maintain. Give them a call at 903-693-7874, or better yet, stop by and see them at 1519 West Panola in Carthage. The Hudson Financial Group can help you customize the coverage you need.
Monty at Carthage Furniture says inventory is arriving daily and they're overstocked. The old inventory must go. So now their Hot Point washers just $5.49 and the matching dryer $4.99. Their Catnapper recliners starting as low as $3.99, and they've marked their 18 cubic foot amount of refrigerators down to just $5.99, and you can choose from either black or stainless steel. Carthage Furniture, where delivery is always free, and Rosa speaks Spanish.
Back here at Kilgore, Carthage with a 5 spot here in the top of the 2nd inning. Now lead it 5-zip. Kason Edney, the cleanup hitter for Kilgore, leading off. Open stance at the plate. First pitch is grounded into right field for a base hit. LeGrone up with it. Gets it back into the infield. So Edney on the first pitch singles into right. First base runner of the ball game for Kilgore. Miles Applegate, the third baseman, up now. A reminder that this is the end of the district season, but there's one more in the regular season coming up. This is swung on and missed, and this will be Friday night at 6 o'clock at Bulldog Park. 6 o'clock, you can see one of the top-ranked teams in the state. Friday night at 6 at Bulldog Park. Here's the 0-1. Outside, little breaking ball. Big break on that one. I think in the major leagues they call that a sweeper. Here's the stretch by Ross. Batter squares around a bunt. He bunts it fair. First baseman has it, and he's going to tag the runner going by. The runner went out of the baseline, so he would have been out even if he hadn't been tagged. And that does advance Edney to second base. So Applegate does get credit for a sacrifice, which means, of course, that he will not be charged with an at-bat there. If he were charged with an at-bat, then that, of course, would lower his batting average. So a sacrifice bunt for Applegate moves Edney to second with 1 out now for Braden Williams, the left fielder. Here's the first pitch to Williams. Breaking ball in there for a strike, a beauty. Cade Ross with a complete game shutout, his last start a week ago against Henderson in Carthage. Working from the first base side of the rubber. Here's the 0-1. Strike 2 call. Boy, he has just come on here in the last few weeks of the season, just getting, pitching well here recently in the last few weeks. Last game, a complete game shutout. Here's the 0-2. Inside. 1-2 the count. So what's going to happen with Carthage and Spring Hill in the first round of the playoffs? Well, as it stands now, here's a stretch, the 1-2, outside 2-2. As it stands now, the two teams that Carthage and Spring Hill will face will be Van and Canton. Van, it appears, will be the number 1 seed out of District 15-4A in Division 2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. This one hit into center field. This is going to get down for a base hit. And so it's going to be 1st and 3rd now. There's no chance at all there for Ritter or for Sam Watson to get that one. That one was on the edge. That was on the outfield grass. Little humpback liner. And so he hit it in just a perfect spot. Not hit extremely hard. It was sort of like one of the hits that we got in the first inning. That doubled by Sam Watson down the left field line. So now Kilgore with 1 out. They've got runners at 1st and 3rd for Kason Brooks, the center fielder. Okay, Ross faking a throw to 3rd, then whirled around, hoping the runner on 1st would wander off the bag. He did not. Breaking ball, a beauty in there for a strike. Boy, it's great to be right behind the plate. I mean, this is a great view right here. Here's the 0-1. Oh, another beauty. That one broke over the inside corner. Boy, you could see Brooks giving up on that, and it broke over the inside corner for strike 2. 0-2 now on Brooks. Let's go, Cade. Get him. Here's the 0-2. A little bit high on another breaking ball, and it's now 1-2. Now, I don't know if you'd say this is an old minor league ballpark. Professional teams played here. I don't know if the teams that played here were part of, quote, the minor leagues. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There goes the runner trying to steal. He is going to be safe at second base. The pitch was ball 2 to Kason Brooks. And so Williams steals second. Pretty good throw. Throw was off just a little bit, and Williams had gotten a good jump. So now here's Ross into the windup, the 2-2. Hit him. Oh, my. Cade really upset with himself. He had him set up earlier. He got ahead of him. 0-2, no balls and 2 strikes. Then it went 2-2, and then he hit him. That hurts right there. So now they're juiced for Kilgore, and here comes John Goodwin out to visit with his battery. To visit with the catcher and the pitcher. Timeout sponsored by FlowZone, your industry leader for all oil and gas pipe, valve, fitting, and supply needs. They're ready to offer customer service that will exceed your expectations. All right, and while John visits with Soap and with Ross, let's take a 30-second break.
We all like to save money, and State Farm can help with discounts. When you combine your car insurance with your State Farm homeowners insurance, you get big savings. So talk to me, Agent Tate Barber, and experience the good neighbor service that has made us America's #1 insurance company. Together, we can help you make sure you get the discount you deserve. No policy with State Farm? No problem. Call me, Agent Tate Barber, at 903-693-7555 or stop by my office, 1502 West Panola, directly across the street from McDonald's, to find out how much a multi-line discount can save you.
All right, we're back. Jackson Tucker Phillips hitting for Kilgore with the bases loaded. 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd. And there's a strike. Well, I tell you what, that was, we may have gotten a break there. Look, that pitch close. Looked like to me it was outside. Ross from the windup with the runner on 3rd. Here's the 1-1. Strike 2 call. Boy, he has painted the corner twice with 2 fastballs against Tucker Phillips. Got him down in the count now, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the windup, the 1-2. This one lined into right field. Here's the Grown coming in, makes the catch, and no tag at 3rd, and the runners stay put. LeGrone came in, made the catch on the run, and was in great position to immediately get it into the infield, and it was cut off by Cade Moore, the first baseman. And the tag was not made at 3rd base. They knew that he probably would be thrown out. The ball hit sharply to right field. So now there's 2 down for the 9-hole hitter, Salvador Cervantes. Ross trying to get out of this jam here. Here's the pitch outside, and Brooks Soap going to go out and visit with him. Now remember, Goodwin was out there just not long ago, and so Brooks now going back behind the plate. Remember, Brooks can have, he's the only position on the field, the catcher, that can have direct communication with the Carthage bench. So he's got a listening device in his right ear. Here's the 1-0. There's a strike. 1-1 the count. Got a chance to get out of this. Slightly closed stance up at the plate. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. That's strike 2. I wish it was strike 3. 1-2 now on Salvador Cervantes. Again, Kilgore had the bases juiced. They had him loaded with 1 out. Now the base is loaded with 2 outs. 1-2 on Cervantes. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. Cervantes goes down swinging, and Ross gets out of trouble there. The bases were loaded full of Kilgore Bulldogs with 1 out, and he gets Tucker Phillips to line out to right, and then Cervantes goes down swinging. So no runs for Kilgore on 2 hits, and they also had a batter who's hit by a pitch. No Bulldogs errors, and 3 left on base. Top of 3 coming up after 60-second break. We'll be back.
Hello from the Hobby Horse. With spring fast approaching, we are excited to show our new outfits for spring and Easter. We have sizes 2T up to size 10, and we also have precious new baby clothes. In addition, there's new home decor for Easter, spring, and for the bride. Springtime is also wedding time, so don't forget about our bridal registry. We have our bridal selections available for you to peruse, and excellent service to help you with your selections. Visit the Hobby Horse today, right off the square in downtown Carthage.
When you need a set of tires, call Leo Graves at Graves Tires in Carthage. Their number, 903-693-4841. At Graves, you always save. They are located at 809 East Sabine in Carthage, which is right next door to the Dairy Queen. Now, whether you need a set of brand new name brand tires or you need a set of good quality used tires, you can find them at Graves, aligned and balanced and ready to go. And you will still have change in your pocket. That's at Graves Tire in Carthage.
Brooks Soap leading off here in the top of the 3rd. Carthage leading it now 5-0. Here's the first pitch to Brooks. Oh, where was that? That looked good, but it was. We'll take it. Ball 1. Wow. Here's the 1-0. There's a strike. Bulldogs sent 9 batters to the plate in the 2nd inning, scoring 5 runs. Here's this pitch. That's a low one right there. I think that may have been ball 2, but Brooks went after it and missed. Swung and missed. So now he's in the hole. He struck out his first time. Swing and a miss there. So Soap has now struck out twice in the ball game. Caden Ritter, the batter, he lined to third his first time up. That pitch is inside. Ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Low, 2-0. Let's see if they've got the pitch count up there. Yes, they do. Okay. Pitch count is up above the press box here. That's in there for a strike. Let me see which team. Okay. 37 and 37 right now. Here's a 2-1 pitch in there for strike 2 call. Okay, so the one on the left is the Kilgore pitcher. That one just barely missed. Ball 3 now. 3-2 to Ritter. Top of 3, no one on, 1 out. Here's the 3-2. This one hit to left field. Left fielder over to his left about 8 steps. Comes in a few steps and makes the catch for out number 1. So Ritter flies out to left. 2 down, and the batter now is River Leach. River was hit by a pitch. In fact, the first pitch that he saw in the second inning. All of that, okay, I'm just looking at the scorebook. I didn't catch that earlier. That entire 5-run rally for the Bulldogs happened with 2 outs. Soap struck out. Ritter lined to third. And then we had 6 straight Bulldogs reach base. How about that? 5 runs after the first 2 went out. 2-0 now on River. Here's a pitch. That hit him. He is hit by a pitch for the second time. All right, Cade Ross up now. He doubled in a run. So this inning is starting exactly the same, pretty much the same as the second inning did. The first 2 went out. And then Leach was hit by a pitch. And so if we hold to what happened in the second inning, this will be an RBI double right here by Cade Ross. Let's hope that happens. Again, this ballpark been around since 1947. So 53 plus 25, this is 78 years that Driller Park has been here. 78. In there for a strike. 0-1 now. And you can, and of course they had box seats. We're sitting in what would have been the box seat section, I think, back in 1947. The general admission seats behind the box seats. No chairback seats. Wooden bleachers. Here's the pitch. This one is hit to right center field. Center fielder coming in and over to his left and makes the catch for out number 3. So Ross lines out to center. And for the Bulldogs in the top half of the third inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. Okay, we go now to the bottom of 3, back after 90 seconds.
This is Darcy with Carthage Flower Shop on the Square, where we are more than just flowers. In shop, we keep a variety of live pot plants, silk arrangements, snack baskets, candles, keepsakes, and a great bath and body line called Magnolia Soaps. We now offer balloon arch installations, so give us a call for your next event. We can even get flowers to your loved one out of town. Thank you for all your continued support, Darcy, Jeanette, Levi, and the girls at Carthage Flower Shop.
Genpack Carthage, over 50 years servicing the food and restaurant industry with superior products. Advancing innovative packaging to enhance the human experience is more than just our purpose statement. It's our driving passion to make people's lives better through the food packaging they use daily. Genpack's dedication to quality assures you get food containers and packaging at its best. Browse and find what you need at genpack.com or look for our products on amazon.com. We are everywhere. Made right here in Carthage by folks you know. Genpack. Starting a new project? Kane Hardware and Lumber is right in your neighborhood, ready to help, because do-it-yourself doesn't mean do it alone. Locally managed and operated, they know your name. Walk in and they treat you like family. There to celebrate life's biggest moments right alongside you. From your first home to your first grandbaby, they're all about relationships and community, not transactions. That's what makes them locally strong. Stop in at Kane Hardware and Lumber today, 224 South Shelby. Why would you shop anywhere else?
All right, we're back here at Driller Park. We go to the bottom of the third. Kay Ross with 30 pitches through the first 2 innings. And you've heard me say many times before, if you're going to go the distance, you have to average just under 16. Breaking ball, a beauty in there for a strike. Facing the top of the order here in the third. This is Beats, who grounded to Leach his first time up. Strike 2 call. Leach, remember, came in, took it on the short hop. Strong throw. The windup, the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Dropped by Soap. Throws to first in time. So Beats goes down swinging. And the out goes from 2 to 3. Colton Hale up now. He lined to center his first time up. The windup and the pitch. Breaking ball outside and low. In the dirt, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. This one hit in the air. Someone should get this one. Preston there. Moves about 3 steps, maybe 2. And makes the catch. A high fly to left. So 2 up and 2 down here in the third for Kilgore. Joseph Hendrickson, the batter now. Let's see, he had 30 pitches through the first 2 innings, and he's now got 35. Only 5 pitches here to these first 2 batters. Here's the pitch to Hendrickson. Swung on and missed, a breaking ball. Strike 1. Hendrickson struck out swinging his first time. Left-handed hitter. Straightaway stance at the plate. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball it's outside. Didn't quite break back over the outside corner. Here's the 1-1. Fastball high and outside, 2-1. Here's the 2-1. This one, ground ball, right side, foul ball. Picked up by Moore at first base and foul ground. We are at historic Driller Park in Kilgore. This park very close to the Gregg and Rusk County lines. Here's the 2-2 pitch, way outside. Ball 3, so the count's full now, 3-2 to Hendrickson. 2 outs in the bottom of the third, nobody on for Kilgore. Carthage leading at 5-0. Here's the 3-2. Low and inside, didn't miss by much. And that is a 2-out walk. So that'll increase his pitch count some. Let's see, that would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What's he got now? 41, is that right? That's right, 41 pitches. Cason Edney, the batter now, he singled to lead off the second inning. Outside, 1-0. So Carthage and Spring Hill again going to be the Division II representatives in the playoffs from District 16 4A. Carthage the number 2 seed, so we will get the number 1 seed from 15 4A. Looks like it's going to be Van. And Spring Hill get the number 2 seed, which would be Canton. Outside 2-0. I said it appears to be Van. There's some question concerning, as I understand it, Van's scheduling. Here's the 2-0 pitch during the season. Don't think it's going to be anything serious, but, you know, you never can tell. Pending that ruling, here's a 3-0 high, ball 4. So he walked Hendrickson on a 3-2 pitch. Now he walks Edney on 4 pitches. And so that brings up Miles Applegate. And, of course, you know, these walks are increasing the pitch count, which is now up to 45 in 3 innings. So right now, even if he didn't throw another pitch, he's averaging 15 pitches per inning right now. There's a strike right there. Let's go, Cade, excuse me. Hendrickson, no, this is Applegate. Applegate put down the sacrifice bunt his first time. Cade looks back at second to the plate. Breaking ball way outside. 1-1 the count. Just not quite as sharp here in the latter stages of this third inning. Here's the 1-1. There's a strike. 1-2. Someone in the fan says, come on, get him right here. I fully agree. Looking down to get the sign from Soap. He's got it. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Oh, he went for one way out of the zone. Got a break there. Applegate with a wild swing. That was a foot outside. Applegate missing it by a pretty good distance. So for the Kilgore Bulldogs in the third inning, no runs on no hits. We walked 2 batters, no errors, and 2 left on. Kilgore is now stranded 5 through the first 3 innings. We have stranded 4. The pitch count is now at 49 pitches. So the pitch count's pretty even. 49 pitches for Ross through 3, and for Edney it's 50. Top of 4 coming up after 60 seconds.
Carthage Independent School District is where champions are educated. As we face another year of uncertainty, Carthage will remain committed to being champions for every child, every day. We will continue being champions in the classroom with the help of our incredible team of teachers. We will continue being champions in extracurriculars, fine arts, and athletic events with the support of our fans along the way.
And we will continue being champions for our community. Thank you for your continued support.
Buying your new, pre-owned, or custom-built vehicle should never be a stressful experience. And at XL Ford, our staff works hard at ensuring your buying experience is always a relaxing, stress-free event. Whether it's a car, truck, SUV, or crossover, you are always welcome to browse at your pace or custom build your vehicle at xlford.net. XL Ford, right on the loop, right on the price.
We're back here at Driller Park. Larry Allen along with Thomas Powell as we bring you Carthage Bulldog Baseball. Reminder that we will be with you on Friday at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, not 7 o'clock, for the game between Carthage and Liberty Ilo. That will have nothing to do with the district race, nothing to do with the playoffs. It's simply a warm-up game for both teams headed toward the playoffs. And you're going to get to see a school that won the state championship last year. They won it as one of the very smallest schools in 4A. And we know that they were one of the smallest because they dropped down this year to 3A. So they went from being the smallest school in their 4A district to the largest school in their 3A district. And I can't remember whether their record is 21-3 or 26-3. It's a sparkling record, and you know that with only 3 losses, you know that they're good. Well, to show you how good they are, they have faced Pleasant Grove, the Pleasant Grove Hawks, 3 times this year, and they beat them twice. They've won 2 out of 3 this year against Pleasant Grove. All right, top of the order for the Bulldogs here in the 4th, leading at 5-0. Coach Goodwin telling me that he thinks he has the by-district round location wrapped up and the dates pending There's a strike pending the certification of Van as the district champ and the number 1 seed. We're the number 2 seed from 16-4A, so we play 16-4A. We play the number 1 seed from District 15-4A. This pitch is hit back up the middle into center field for a base hit. Maddox Martinez with a line drive single to center to start the 4th. Martinez now 2 for 3. Popped out foul to the first baseman in the first, singled and scored in the second, and singled here. So the batter now is Sam Watson. Watson doubled in the first, hit by a pitch, and scored in the second. So he is 1 for 1. Hit by a pitch. He's been on twice and scored a run. He doesn't have as open a stance as he normally does. Changing the stance a little bit for tonight. There goes the runner. Throw down to second. He is out at second base. So Martinez thrown out trying to steal. And it really wasn't close. The ball bounced in, and as he's headed to the dugout, Coach Goodwin motions him to come over. That was really not extremely close, as long as the second baseman holds on to the ball after catching it. 1-0 to Watson now. Here's the pitch inside, 2-0. Edney into the windup, and a 2-0. High, 3-0. Cale Preston on deck. He's 2 for 2 with a run scored and 2 RBIs. Three and 0 to Watson. Strike one. So the Liberty Ilo Leopards, again, who won the state championship in 4A last year, they will be at Bulldog Park on Friday at 6 o'clock to play the Bulldogs. This one hit to center field. Center fielder comes in 2 steps and makes the catch for out number 2. So Watson lines to center. 2 down now for Cale Preston. And Preston again is 2 for 2, 2 singles, a run scored, and 2 RBIs. Pretty much a straightaway stance up at the plate. Quite a competitor. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Had an injury this year that forced him out of basketball. But, boy, last year he was a 4-sport athlete and excelled really in all of them. Here's the pitch. This one lined into left center field. The left fielder over to his left about 8 steps and makes the catch for out number 3. So Preston lines out to the left fielder. And for the first time in the ball game, the Bulldogs go out 1, 2, 3. I started to say 1 with no one reaching base. That's not correct. Martinez led off this inning, the 4th, with a single, then was thrown out trying to steal. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left. We'll be back for the bottom of 4 after this 60-second break.
Choosing the right healthcare provider can be a difficult task. Hope Community Medicine is here for you. Whether you need medical, OB/GYN, or behavioral health services, it is our mission to provide access to high-quality healthcare regardless of your ability to pay. With 5 convenient locations in Carthage, Tenaha, Center, and St. Augustine to better serve your family. Hope Community Medicine, 903-690-8395.
Since 1980, Juicy's Hamburgers has been serving up the freshest, juiciest burgers in East Texas. At Juicy's, every bite is legendary. From our hand-ground beef to our crispy fries, golden onion rings, savory beans, and mouth-watering chicken fried steaks. Everything is made fresh to order. It's no wonder Juicy's has been voted best burger in East Texas for 40 years running. Juicy's Hamburgers, where tradition meets taste.
Back at Driller Park, Larry Allen along with Thomas Powell, bringing you Carthage Bulldog baseball. Bulldogs headed to the playoffs. Let's talk about the other two representatives from our district. The other two that will go to the playoffs are Kilgore and Henderson. And they're tied with 8-5 records coming into play tonight. This one hit to center field. Ritter going back about 6 steps and makes the catch for out number 1. So Braden Williams flies out to center to start the bottom of the 4th. And the pitch count for the Kilgore pitcher is at, okay, well, they've got 10 now. That must mean they came in with a new pitcher then, didn't they? Okay, I did not catch that substitution. He was a right-hander, just like the starter was. That pitch to Kason Brooks is ball 1. So a new pitcher in there for Kilgore. This is hit on the right side. Martinez has it on the 4th hop, over to first in time. A little squibber off the end of the bat. And Martinez fielded it over to Cade Moore at first base, so he is out 4-3, 2 down, nobody on for Jackson Tucker Phillips. This is a pitch hit over the head of Martinez at second base. He went up as high as he could. No way he was going to get that one, but gave it a try and couldn't come up with it. So Tucker Phillips singles to right on the first pitch to him. Sort of like the 3rd inning. Ross got the first 2 outs, and then next one got on. In fact, the next 2 hitters got on walks. This time Phillips with a single. That's their 3rd hit of the ball game. This one grounded foul, first base side. This is the 9-hole hitter Salvador Cervantes, who struck out swinging to end the 2nd inning. And we're in the bottom of the 4th here. Carthage leading Kilgore 5-0. That pitch is outside. Kilgore tied with Henderson for 3rd place. Those are the two teams that are going to be in the playoffs. The question is who's going to be the number 1 seed, who's going to be number 2. They're tied at 8-5, and they split their 2-game series this year. Swing and a miss there. So the count now is 1 ball and 2 strikes. So tonight's play here, and then Henderson going up against Cumberland Academy is going to decide the seeding. Here's the 1-2. This one. Hopper to the shortstop. He's got it over to first in time. And that ends the bottom half of the 4th inning. So for the Kilgore Bulldogs, no runs, a hit. No errors for the Bulldogs, and 1 left. Kilgore is now stranded 6 here in the first 4 innings. All right, we'll be back after this 90-second break. 90 seconds.
Better solutions, better building comes from Louisiana Pacific, caring and involved corporate resident. Friends and neighbors in Panola County are the foundation of business at Louisiana Pacific, delivering high-performance building products in the area. You know these folks. You know them from church, civic clubs, as volunteers in the work they do in the community and at Louisiana Pacific. Good people in good company with you and Louisiana Pacific.
Farmers State Bank, a name that you know and can depend on. We're your neighbors and community partners. We're committed to meeting your financial needs by providing banking solutions for your mortgage, commercial, or personal loans. With 118 years of service to our community, we're part of your local rodeos, 4-H, and festivals. We want you to know that we're here for you. Visit us at fsbctx.bank or come see us today. Farmers State Bank, improving lives and fulfilling dreams. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hal's Air Conditioning and Electrical.
Is Spider-Man there?
Well, I don't know where you can find Spider-Man.
Don't you always have something for everyone?
Well, we can help everyone with heating, cooling, and electrical repair needs. We install new systems and whole home generators, too. We don't know where any superheroes are, but we always have super prices.
Super prices? I never heard of that superhero.
Since 1974, we've got something for everyone. Hal's Air Conditioning and Electrical. Call 903-693-7451.
We're back here at Kilgore to start the top half of the fifth inning. Carthage leading Kilgore 5-0. So let's talk about Kilgore and Henderson. They're tied at 8-5. They played 2 games this year. Each team won 1. So it all comes down to tonight. Now Henderson is playing Cumberland Academy, and Cumberland Academy for the year is 0-12. So yes, Henderson's going to be favored big time in that ball game. You'd have to say Henderson's going to win. So in other words, to have any chance of being the number 1 seed, Kilgore would have to win tonight and force a tie with Henderson. And then I assume that they would have a seeding game here at the end of the season to decide who's the number 1 seed and who's the number 2 seed. Okay, we've got Blayton Legrone leading off, taking strike 1. Incidentally, the new pitcher for Kilgore, this one hit past the third baseman into left field for a base hit. The pitcher is Cashton Parham, a right-hander, and he may have pitched the last inning. You know, I just did not catch that they made a pitching change. Both the starter was a right-handed pitcher, and then they come in with another righty. So Legrone on first base. Let's see what he's done tonight. He has struck out swinging, then singled in a run, and now another single. So he's 2 for 3. Cade Moore, the batter, who is 0 for 2. He is lined to center and flied out to center. So Legrone on first with nobody out. We've already had a runner thrown out trying to steal. That was Martinez. Here's the pitch. Oh boy, that looked pretty good. You could tell that the Kilgore pitcher and catcher wanted a strike call there, and I don't blame him. Home plate umpire has enlarged the outside corner to right-handed batters just a little bit, not much. Here's the 1-0, 2-0. Most high school umps will do that. Occasionally you'll see a major league ump do that. Not too many when you get up to that level. 2-0 the count now on Cade Moore. Runner on first, Legrone on first with nobody out here in the top of the 5th. 5-0 Dogs. Carthage so far. Here's the pitch high. Ball 3. Have to identify whether it's Carthage or Kilgore tonight because both of these schools have Bulldogs. Have the Bulldog for their mascot. 3-0 to Cade Moore. Runner on first. Legrone, nobody out. Here's the 3-0 in there for a strike. Breaking ball. 3-1 the count now. Brooks Soap on deck, who has struck out twice. Not a hint of a breeze tonight. Here's the 3-1. Inside, ball 4. Boy, beautiful setting here for a ballpark. The field is completely, the outfield wall completely rimmed with trees. I mean, all the way around. Past the pole on both the left field side and right field side. beautiful setting for a ballpark. And remember, it's a grass field in good condition. Henderson and Kilgore played each other the first game back in 1947 here. This was built for a total cost of $100,000. Pitches outside, ball one. Boy, it'd be interesting to know what that would be today. What would be the equivalent today of $100,000 back in 1947? If you get to see the Consumer Price Index, you could figure that out. That hit him. So Soap is hit by a pitch, and now the bases are loaded here. Bases are loaded for the Bulldogs with nobody out in the fifth inning. That is our third batter to be hit by a pitch tonight. And again, there's just infield comes in. Kilgore's got to do this. They're down by 5. So you got the infield in on the edge of the infield grass. Of course, that opens up the holes, you know. Now the second baseman dropping back. That pitch is in there for a strike. This is Caden Ritter, who is lined to third. That was a vicious hit ball there, caught by the third baseman, and then flied to left. 0-1 to Caden. Bases loaded, nobody out here in the fifth. Here's the 0-1, high, 1-1. Easy to forget that Friday game. It's a warm-up game for the playoffs. Here's the 1-1. This one, foul back into the screen. That may have been ball 2 right there. I think that may have been high, but he fouled it back. So it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Liberty Islo will be the opponent on Friday at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, not 7 o'clock. And there will be no JV game. Here's the 1-2. This one hit down, foul down the first base line. That pitch was inside, and he fought that one off and fouled it down the line. 325 down the lines here, 365 to the alleys, 400 to center. 380 to straightaway center at Bulldog Park, 330 at the lines at Carthage. Here's the 1-2 pitch, high. 2-2 the count now. Top of the fifth, nobody out. The bases are juiced for the Dogs. LeGrone on third, Moore on second, Soap on first. Here's a 2-2. This one off the pitcher's glove into center field for a base hit. 1 run is in. Here's another runner coming toward the plate, and he will score also, and it's now a 7-0 ball game. So an RBI, a 2 RBI single there for Caden Ritter. LeGrone scoring from third and Moore from second. And it's now 7-0. And we get the bunt down, foul ball. So a 2 RBI single for Caden Ritter. Instantly, the runner at first, who was Soap, he stops at second. So it's now 7-0 Carthage in the top of the fifth with nobody out. The runners at first and second. And the batter is River Leach, who has been hit twice by a pitch. There's a strike. No balls, 2 strikes to River. River has again been hit by a pitch twice. Scored on one of those occasions. Slightly open stance up at the plate. right-handed hitter, just a freshman. Here's the 0-2. High, 1-2. Every starter for Carthage is either a junior or a senior. 6 of them are seniors, except for this one. So you've got 8 that are either juniors or seniors, and 1's a freshman, and this is the freshman, River Leach. Here's the 1-2. This one hit sharply on the right side. Second baseman's got it, steps on the bag for 1, throw to first, off of the bag, and so Leach is safe at first base. That was a hard hit ball. Second baseman to his right, fielded it with his glove, then had just to take just a couple of steps and step on the bag, so Ritter is forced at second, so he is out 4 unassisted for the first out of the inning. Soap advances to third, and Leach is on with the fielder's choice. So it's still 7-0, and now we have runners at first and third with 1 out for Cade Ross, the pitcher and DH. He doubled in a run and scored in the second, then lined to center in the third. That breaking ball outside. Pretty quiet here tonight, right now, as opposed to the fireworks that we had over at Henderson on Tuesday night. If you heard the interview with Coach Goodwin today, you might want to go back and listen to that. He talks a little bit about that pitch is high, ball 2. About the fact that he was restricted to the dugout. I had not heard that term before. So if, an ump is upset with something that you're doing, he can eject you from the ball game, or he can, not do anything. And in the middle between those two, between doing nothing and an ejection, is a restriction, restricted to the dugout. And that's what was called for John Goodwin. First time in his career that he's been restricted. Here's the 2-0. Breaking ball in there, a strike. I knew that after the after the little verbal visit with each other from a distance, incidentally, John never stepped out of the dugout. Not one time did he step out of the dugout and voice his thoughts on the calls at the plate. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Inside, ball 3. Didn't miss by much there. 3 balls, 1 strike now to Cade. We're in the top of the 5th. 2 runs in for the Bulldogs. They now lead at 7-0. Runners at first and third with just 1 out and a 3-1 count on Cade Ross. Here's the 3-1, high, ball 4. So now they're loaded up. So that moves Leach to second in scoring position. Ross is on first with a walk. And here comes the Kilgore coach out. So we have timeout call. Timeout sponsored by Flowzone. We're going to have a pitching change. Flowzone is your industry leader for all oil and gas pipe, valve, fitting, and supply needs. They're ready to offer customer service that will exceed your expectations. Okay, a new pitcher coming on for the Kilgore Bulldogs. We'll tell you who that is after this 90-second break. Let's take 90 seconds.
If your oil and gas operations needs the best in flowback services, you need Razor Services, Inc. out of Gary, Texas. You can trust the experienced teams at Razor Services, Inc. for all your flowback services. Just call co-owners Blake Young at 903-692-2535 or Brian Scott at 936-572-0724, whose teams are on the cutting edge of flowback services. Razor Services, Inc., Gary, Texas.
In
Pintail Safety has been and is still a leader in the safety OQ industry that specializes in pipeline compliance for contractors, operators, individuals working in the oil and gas industries nationwide. Pintail welcomes the toughest challenges that our clients present, and we pride ourselves in always exceeding their expectations. Anywhere we're needed makes Pintail a desirable choice. Online at pintailsafety.com or call us at 888-750-8800. Pintail Safety.
If you're thinking about a new vehicle, or at least one that's new to you, East Texas Professional Credit Union encourages you to hit the road with confidence with their auto financing. They have rates and plans that should be able to be right in your budget. Stop by any of the 21 locations all across East Texas for details about auto financing at East Texas Professional Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
We're back here at Driller Park. Larry Allen along with Thomas Powell. Thomas giving you the video. And a reminder, if you're listening to this game on 104.3 FM, KGAS, listening on the radio, you can watch it for free. You can watch it for free. Just go to easttexastoday.com, easttexastoday.com. We will be at Bulldog Park on Friday evening for a 6 o'clock game against Liberty Ilo. The Liberty Ilo Leopards, they won the state championship, baseball state championship last year in 4A as one of the very smallest schools in all of 4A. And this year they dropped down to 3A. And they have only lost 3 games this season. I forget how many games they've won. It's in the 20s. 21-3, 23-3, 26-3. I can't remember. And what impresses me the most is that they have played Pleasant Grove, a 4A powerhouse, 3 times, and they defeated them twice. All right, bases loaded, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. There's a strike to Maddox Martinez. Martinez has popped out foul to the first baseman, singled and scored, and then singled and was thrown out trying to steal. So he is 2 for 3. That pitch is outside, 1-1 the count now. Carthage will be in the playoffs. The playoffs start next week. Coach Goodwin, not in the interview I did with him today, but a week ago, said that his preference is to play. He likes to get on a neutral field, and so instead of having a game at Carthage, then a game at Van, and then you play the third one on neutral field, he just likes to go with all 3 of them on a neutral field. Here's a 2-1, high ball 3, and he prefers to play on, if necessary, for 3 games, to play it on 3 straight days. You know, some schools, some teams will decide on 1 game the first game, and then the first night, and then the second night, 1 or 2 games. That's ball 4 right there. That brings in a run. So it's an RBI walk for Maddox Martinez, and that drives in the 3rd run of the inning, as so Soap comes across to score. And so 3 runs here in the 5th inning, in the 5th inning, and it's now suddenly 8-0. And in other words, we are getting close to a possible run rule situation. 10 after 5, and we've got the bases loaded still with just 1 out for Sam Watson. There's a strike. That Sam's got a small strike zone. Looked like that might be a little on the high side there. Call strike 1. Sam is doubled, then hit by pitch and scored, and then line to center, pardon me. This pitch swung on and missed. So now Sam's behind in the count, 0-2. Again, if we could get those runners in from 2nd and 3rd and then shut them out in the bottom half of this inning, that would be the ball game on the run rule. Several ifs in there, right? Here's the 0-2 pitch. This one popped up foul, out of play. coming to you live from Driller Park in Kilgore. Been around since 1947. So 53 and 25, that's 78 years. That's a long time. Here's the 0-2. High, 1 and 2. That's even older than me. I'm going to be 77 in just a little over a month. Here's the stretch. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one foul, and that lands on the roof and then comes back onto the field of play. How did that do that? You would think if it landed on the roof, it would bounce behind the stadium here, behind the ballpark here. Okay, here's the stretch by the pitcher. The 1-2 pitch just missed. Wow. Boy, that, just being entirely honest, that looked good from here. But we'll take it. A 2-2 count now on Watson. We're in the top of the fifth. 3 runs in for the Bulldogs. They now lead at 8-0. The bases are loaded with just 1 out. Here's the 2-2 pitch. High, ball 3. Bulldogs won the first meeting between these two teams back at Bulldog Park. It was the very first district game of the season. And we trailed 3-2 going to the bottom of the 7th. And we won it on a walk-off walk. The bases were loaded, and a walk brought in the winning run. Carthage won it with 2 in the 7th. They won it 4-3. Here's a 3-2. High, ball 4. A run in to score. And it's now 9-0. So, an RBI walk for Sam Watson. So that brings Leach into score. The 4th run of the inning. So Ross moves over to 3rd. Martinez to 2nd. And now the run that would give us, and I'm trying to see if that is indeed Cade Ross out there at 3rd base. So now, if we got the run that would give us 10 in the ball game at 3rd base with just 1 out. Here's the pitch to Cale Preston, outside, ball 1. So the Bulldogs have scored 4 runs here in the top of the 5th. They had 5 in the 2nd, so 9-0 Carthage. Runners at 1st, 2nd, and 3rd with just 1 out. Ball 2, 2-0 on Preston. We've been playing an hour and 28 minutes. 2-0 on Cale. Here's a 2-0. There's a strike. 2-1. Cale's had a good night. Singled in the 1st. 2 RBI singled and scored a run in the 2nd. Line to left in the 4th. So he is 2 for 3. A run scored and 2 RBIs. That's a good night already. Here's a 2-1 pitch. This one hit down the left field line. Left fielder going over toward his right. Makes the catch. There's a tag at 3rd. Here comes the throw toward the plate. He is safe at the plate, and it is now 10-0. So Preston will get an RBI there. That was a ball hit down the left field line, and the left fielder with good speed went into foul ground and made the catch. And, of course, he was on the run, so tough for him to get a good, strong throw. And Ross tagged up at 3rd and came in to score the 5th run of the inning. So Preston with a sacrifice fly and gets an RBI for out number 2 in the inning. Watson still at 1st, and Martinez moves over to 3rd. So it is now 10-0. So we have 5 runs in here in the 5th, a 10-0 lead. Runners at 1st and 3rd with 2 outs, and an 0-1 count on Blayton LeGrone. And he got all this started with a single. And he scored a run. So, in other words, LeGrone up for the second time here in the inning. 10-0 Carthage. 0-2 on LeGrone. Squares around as if he's going to bunt. He's not going to do that. Here's the pitch way outside. Snap throw to first, and he is safe. It was close down there. That was a pitch out there. And the catcher, Hendrickson, with a good strong throw to first. And Watson barely got back in time. 1-2 now on the batter. Here's a pitch swung on and missed. And dropped by the catcher. Throw to first in time. And that ends the inning. So LeGrone goes down swinging. The putout goes 2-3. But another crooked number here for the Bulldogs in the 5th inning as they get 5 runs. Let's see how many hits we had. 1, 2. Is that it? 1, 2. 5 runs on 2 hits. And let's see, no errors, and we left 2 on base. So now we go to the bottom of the 5th. Carthage up 10-0. This could end here in the bottom of the 5th on the run rule if we shut them out. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
You know where to go when you need a set of tires. That's Carthage Service Center. But did you know where to go if your car or truck needs repair or a tune-up? That's Carthage Service Center as well. Carthage Service Center, located at 2003 West Panola, open from 7:30 to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, offering state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment and the best trained staff in East Texas. Give them a call at 693-6688. Their goal is to deliver quality auto repair service to you and your vehicle. Home-owned and home-operated. Carthage Service Center.
Our lot is busting at the seam with new and pre-owned inventory. Hello, East Texas. Will Blackwell here with Pippin Motor Company. New Chevrolets, Buicks, GMCs, and the nicest pre-owned vehicles around, all discounted and priced aggressively, ready for a new home in your garage. Come experience a better way to buy a vehicle today at Pippin Motor Company, just across from Panola College, or on the web at pippinmotorcompany.com.
All right, we go to the bottom of the 5th. Top of the order up for Kilgore. And Beats takes the strike. Tanner Beats, the second baseman, has grounded to third and struck out swinging. Here's the 0-1. Ooh, yes. Oh, my. Yeah, that looked good right there. Here's the 1-1. There's the strike. I tell you what, boy, you could not pay me enough money to be a baseball umpire, especially at the plate. Here's the 1-2. Just missed on a breaking ball. A little bit outside. 2-2 the count now on Beats. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Inside, almost hit him. Let's go, Cade. You know we're going to win this game. I'd just as soon go home here pretty quick. Here's a 3-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. So, Beats swings and misses on a 3-2 pitch. 1 out. And Kilgore now down to the last 2 outs as far as prolonging the length of this ball game. Cade Ross looking for his second straight complete game shutout on the mound. And that would be against the 3rd and 4th place teams in the district. This one hit to left field. Here's Preston coming in quickly and cannot get there. That was just in a perfect spot. Perfect spot. Not right on the line, but probably, I'm going to guess, 25 feet off the line, and Cale had a long way to go. Watson, too far for him to go. So Hale just put that one in a perfect spot. Not a hard hit ball, but it falls in for a hit. So now they've got a runner on first with nobody out, with one out, pardon me. And the left-handed hitting Joseph Hendrickson up. He struck out swinging and then walked. This one hit into right field for a base hit. Got past Moore. LeGrome in quickly, gets it back into the infield. So now Kilgore's got a threat going here. A one-out single by Hale. A little fly ball down out into short left field, close to the line, and then a ground ball that finds its way through the infield into right field for a base hit. Okay, John Goodwin out to visit. So timeout has been called, sponsored by FlowZone. FlowZone, your industry leader for all oil and gas pipe, valve, fitting, and supply needs. They're ready to offer customer service that will exceed your expectations. So whatever the message was, it was brief, as John is immediately walking back to the dugout. Runners at first and second now for Kilgore. With one away, bottom of the fifth. Carthage leading 10-0. This is the cleanup hitter up. Breaking ball in there for a strike. You may have heard some Kilgore fans say, oh, yeah, and the reason why that one, when it wound up being caught by Soap, it was several inches outside. But remember, it's where it crosses the plate area that counts. That pitch is low, a fastball outside. 1-1 the count now. This is Edney. Edney has been on twice. He's the only Kilgore player that can say that. He singled and then walked. Right-handed batter, open stance at the plate. This is the cleanup hitter. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball, a beauty. Boy, he just completely froze Edney up at the plate that time. That was a beauty there. One of the best that he's thrown the entire ball game. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Cason Edney. This is the starting pitcher. He has since been relieved. Here's the stretch. The 1-2. This one, foul back into the screen. So the count stays at 1-2. Let's see what the pitch count is now for Mr. Ross. It is 69. 69, in pretty good shape. So he's got 41 pitches remaining. Here's the 1-2. This one hit foul, right side. And that bounces off top of some building down the right field line. That may be a area where they've got batting cages. That's probably it right there. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Edney. Runners at first and second with 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. Swing and a miss. Got him. Well, Edney goes down swinging, and now we're just 1 out away from wrapping it up and heading back to Carthage. Let's see if we can do it in this inning. Miles Applegate, the batter now. He put out a sacrifice bunt in the second inning, struck out swinging in the third. This one popped up foul, out of play. Cade Ross trying to pitch his second complete game shutout. Now the one against Henderson went 7 innings. He's in the bottom of the fifth right here. Carthage up 10-0. Here's the 0-1. Inside. 1-1 the count. Carthage with 5 runs in the second, 5 in the fifth. They lead at 10-0. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Runners in first and second for Kilgore. with 2 outs. So the Bulldogs only 1 out away from ending it. In other words, an out here, and it ends on the run rule. A base hit here that scores the run at second base would mean that we'd go definitely to the 6th, because it would then be 10-1. The run rule is 10 runs after 5. Ross looks back at the runner at second. Here's the 1-1 pitch. High, 2-1. Cade, just a junior. Going to be good to have him back next year. He pitched some last year as a sophomore. Here's the 2-1. Way outside. Way outside. Ball 3. Nice play there by Soap to keep that one from going back to the backstop. So now he's behind here. The last 2 have been balls. Behind 3-1 to Applegate. Here's the 3-1. Outside, ball 4. Bases loaded. So now they're loaded up. A 2-out walk, and that brings up now Braden Williams, who has one of their 3 hits in the ball game. Now they've got 2 hits in this inning, so they've now got 5 hits for the ball game. He singled in the 2nd and then flied to center in the 4th. So now it comes down to this. Okay, are we going to end it here after 5, or are we going to go to the 6th? There's a strike. Runner on third. He's working from the windup. Here's the 0-1. This one's fouled off. It's now 0-2. He's got him in the hole. 0-2 the count. Could end it right here. Kilgore down to their last strike. Bases loaded. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. 0-2 count. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This one grounded on the left side. Shortstop has it. Throw to first. Safe. Run scores. Sam Watson did everything that he possibly could right there. Grounder on the left side, and he fielded it through on the run. It was a low throw, scooped out by Cade Moore at first, but not in time to get Williams. So that'll be an infield single for Williams and an RBI. Scoring Hale from third. Hendrickson moves to third. And Applegate moves up to second. So now it's a 10-1 ball game. So we will be going to the 6th inning. All right, this is Kason Brooks. Now let's see what the pitch count is right now. It's now up to 79. Breaking ball outside, ball 1. So we were 1 strike away from ending it. Here's the 1-0 pitch. This one lined into left field for a base hit. 1 run is in. Another runner is going to round third, headed toward the plate. He will score, throw to third, and they do not get the runner going toward third. And the runner then goes to second, who had the single. So 2 runs come in to score. It's now a 10-3 ball game. So that is a 2 RBI single for Brooks. And he takes second on the throw to third. So now it is 10-3. Runners at second and third with still 2 outs. This one popped up. That's lands on the roof here at Driller Park. So 3 runs in. So the Bulldogs came close to ending it here in the 5th. 1 pitch away. Here's the 0-1 outside. 1-1. Carthage leading it now 10-3 over Kilgore. Here's the 1-1 pitch outside, ball 2. Yes, we had 2 outs and a 2-strike count on the batter with no runs in. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Just missed outside, 3-1 now. Don't know. This could be his last batter right here. Here's the 3-1. This one popped up foul. Going to land on the roof here at Gurley Park. So now the count should be 3-2. Scoreboard says 3-1, but it's got to be 3-2. Right? Rick Soap going to go out and talk to Cade Ross. Carthage leading at 10-3. Carthage with 5 in the second, 5 in the fifth. And we came within 1 pitch of ending it here in the bottom of the fifth on the run rule, but now 3 runs in for Kilgore. It's 10-3. Should be a 3-2 count. Here's a 3-2 pitch. This one foul back. Another one hits the roof, and then it comes back down the netting onto the field. Hit the edge of the roof, I should say. And then came back. Okay, the count still 3-2. Here's the wind up, the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4 outside. So now the bases are loaded again. And now John Goodwin comes out for the second time in the inning, and we will have a pitching change. Timeout called. Flow Zone sponsors it. Industry leader for all oil and gas pipe, valve, fitting, and supply needs. They're ready to offer customer service that will exceed your expectations. So we're going to have a pitching change, and while we do, we will take a 2-minute break. 2 minutes, and we'll be back.
You can trust the qualified staff at Hudson Financial Group to help you build the right policy that's created just for the needs of your farm or ranch. Randy and his team recognize the importance of the farm and ranch community in Panola County. They understand how much your property means to you and your family and the hard work it requires to maintain. Give them a call at 903-693-7874, or better yet, stop by and see them at 1519 West Panola in Carthage. The Hudson Financial Group can help you customize the coverage you need.
Monty at Carthage Furniture says inventory is arriving daily and they're overstocked. The old inventory must go. So now their Hot Point washers just $5.49 and the matching dryer $4.99. Their catnapper recliners starting as low as $3.99, and they've marked their 18 cubic foot amount of refrigerators down to just $5.99, and you can choose from either black or stainless steel. Carthage Furniture, where delivery is always free, and Rosa speaks Spanish.
We all like to save money, and State Farm can help with discounts. When you combine your car insurance with your State Farm homeowners insurance, you get big savings. So talk to me, Agent Tate Barber, and experience the good neighbor service that has made us America's #1 insurance company. Together, we can help you make sure you get the discount you deserve. No policy with State Farm? No problem. Call me, Agent Tate Barber, at 903-693-7555, or stop by my office, 1502 West Panola, directly across the street from McDonald's, to find out how much a multi-line discount can save you.
Hello from the Hobby Horse. With spring fast approaching, we are excited to show our new outfits for spring and Easter. We have sizes 2T up to size 10, and we also have precious new baby clothes. In addition, there's new home decor for Easter, spring, and for the bride. Springtime is also wedding time, so don't forget about our bridal registry. We have our bridal selections available for you to peruse, and excellent service to help you with your selections. Visit the Hobby Horse today, right off the square in downtown Carthage.
All right, the new pitcher for the Bulldogs is going to be Cale Preston. Preston came in to relieve in the game at Pine Tree a couple of weeks ago and did a good job. And he comes in here now with the bases loaded for Kilgore. Kilgore scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th. They've got the bases loaded with 2 outs. They had the bases loaded with 2 outs and no runs in. And now 3 runs have scored. And in fact, they had the bases. We had 2 outs and 2 strikes on the next batter. In other words, we were 1 strike away from ending it on the run rule. And now they've got 3 runs in and 3 more runners on. So we need to stop this right here. Here's the pitch. He went around on that one, didn't mean to. And this is number 8. So this is Jackson Warner hitting for Cervantes, the 9-hole hitter. Jackson Warner hitting for Salvador Cervantes. Here's the 0-1. Just missed. 1-1 the count. Bases loaded for Kilgore. What am I saying? For the Kilgore Bulldogs. Here's the 1-1. Low 2-1. We're in the bottom of the 5th. And this is now stretching the game out. We've now gone an hour 51 in this one. Here's the 2-1. This one, ground ball down the third base line. Going to be a tough play here. Here's Leach's throw. Safe at first base. That was a hopper down the third base line, and you could tell, boy, that was going to be a tough play for River Leach. He got it, and he's got a strong, strong arm. But Cervantes, the young man hitting for him, Warner, beats it out for an infield single and an RBI. And now it's a 10-4 ball game. Bases still loaded with 2 outs. And now we go back to the top of the order. This will be the second time for Beats to bat here in the inning. He struck out to get this inning started. Inside ball 1. Kilgore not going down easy. In fact, they're not down yet. They're behind in this one, but it's now a 10-4 ball game. They get another base hit here, and that's all of a sudden 10-6. There's a strike. Wow, that was a close one there. Cale Preston trying to get us out of this inning here. Here's the 1-1. Strike 2 call. One ball, 2 strikes on Tanner Beats. He struck out earlier in this inning. He's the leadoff hitter in their lineup. Here's the 1-2. This one hit into left center field. Ritter is there, and as he going to his right and makes the one-handed grab for out number 3. So Beats lines out to center to end it. But 4 runs score for the Kilgore Bulldogs, and they leave the bases loaded. We will go to the top of 6. The score, Carthage 10 and Kilgore 4, and John Goodwin's going to have a meeting with his troops in front of the third base dugout before we come up here in the 6th inning. Kilgore 10-4. We'll be back after this 2-minute break. 2 minutes.
When you need a set of tires, call Leo Graves at Graves Tires in Carthage. Their number, 903-693-4841. At Graves, you always save. They are located at 809 East Sabine in Carthage, which is right next door to the Dairy Queen. Now, whether you need a set of brand new name brand tires or you need a set of good quality used tires, you can find them at Graves. Aligned and balanced and ready to go. And you will still have change in your pocket. That's at Graves Tire in Carthage.
This is Darcy with Carthage Flower Shop on the Square, where we are more than just flowers. In shop, we keep a variety of live pot plants, silk arrangements, snack baskets, candles, keepsakes, and a great bath and body line called Magnolia Soaps. We now offer balloon arch installations, so give us a call for your next event. We can even get flowers to your loved one out of town. Thank you for all your continued support, Darcy, Jeanette, Levi, and the girls at Carthage Flower Shop.
Genpack Carthage, over 50 years servicing the food and restaurant industry with superior products. Advancing innovative packaging to enhance the human experience is more than just our purpose statement. It's our driving passion to make people's lives better through the food packaging they use daily. Genpack's dedication to quality assures you get food containers and packaging at its best. Browse and find what you need at genpack.com or look for our products on amazon.com. We are everywhere. Made right here in Carthage by folks you know. Genpack.
If you're thinking about a new vehicle, or at least one that's new to you, East Texas Professional Credit Union encourages you to hit the road with confidence with their auto financing. They have rates and plans that should be able to be right in your budget. Stop by any of the 21 locations all across East Texas for details about auto financing at East Texas Professional Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Okay, we go now to the top of the sixth. Carthage 10 and Kilgore 4. And it's going to be Cade Moore leading off for the Carthage Bulldogs. He is lined to center, flied to center, walked and scored a run. Facing Jackson Warner for Kilgore. Here's the pitch to Cade. Ball one. Approaching the 2-hour mark here in this ball game. Here's the 1-0. High 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. This one foul down the right field line. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's a 2-1. Inside, ball 3. 3-1 the count now. It'll be Moore, Soap, and Ritter here in the 6th. Here's the 3-1. High ball 4. So Cade Moore on for the 2nd straight time on a walk. And the batter now is Brooks Soap. He struck out in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 3rd, hit by a pitch and scored in the 5th. Brooks, a right-handed hitter. Wow. That was over the plate. Must have been high. Not by much. That looked pretty good. Just being entirely honest. Okay, here's the stretch. The pitch, this one. Hit well to left field. Left fielder going back. This ball is off the wall. Here's Moore rounding second, headed toward third. That ball hit at the base of the wall. Brooks Soap gave it a ride. Wow. That didn't miss by much going out. So Soap with a double. Let's see if we send in a runner for him. So now runners at second and third for Carthage with nobody out. And the batter is going to be Caden Ritter. He lined to third, flied to left, and had a 2 RBI single. Okay, Warner comes in with a strike. So we got a great chance here to pick up 2 of those runs that, that Kilgore scored in the bottom of the 5th. Carthage leading at 10-4. Here's Warner with the 0-1. This one line, that's going to bring in one of them for sure. Here's one run in. Another runner is going to stop at third base. And so now it's an 11-4 ball game. Ritter with a single, RBI single to right. And that scores Moore easily from third. Sharply hit ball, so Soap was held up at third base. Good idea there. I think he would have been out at the plate. So now it's 11-4. Runners at first and third, still with nobody out in the inning. And this is River Leach now. Hit by pitch twice, scored on one of those occasions, and fielders got on the fielder's choice in the 5th and scored a run. So he scored twice tonight and been on all 3 times. 0-1 now in River. Let's go, River. Runners at the corners. Nobody out. There's a strike. 0-2 the count now. So now he's in the hole here. And remember, he's a freshman, just a freshman. Wow. Here's the 0-2. Just missed. Oh, my. Woo. It really was off the plate, but that pitch, I think, has been called a strike previously tonight. Very close. 1-2 now in River. Let's go, River. Here's the 1-2. High. That was high. 2-2 the count now. A run in here for the Bulldogs in the 6th. They lead at 11-4. Runners at first and third with nobody out. 2-2 count on River Leach. Here's the pitch. High, ball 2. Nope. Ball 3. 3-2 the count now. Infield playing back, looking for the double play. The 3-2. Strike 3 call. So Leach called out on strikes. And that'll bring up Cade Ross. So runners still at first and third. Now 1 out for Cade. Cade doubled in a run and scored a run in the 2nd. Line to center and then walked and scored in the 5th. We play here in the 6th. Carthage leading it 11-4. And he tries to get the bunt down and fouls it back. Okay, a little bit of a surprise right there. That was a safety squeeze. Soap was not off with the pitch, but after that, I will sure keep my eye on Soap here. Warner working from the stretch with a runner on third base. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and that's outside and dropped by the catcher, so it is a stolen base now. Stolen base for Ritter. So now instead of one Bulldog in scoring position, there's 2 of them. Runners at second and third with just one out. 1-1 count on Cade Ross. Here's the 1-1. Strike two call. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Mike Wood, the athletic director at Kilgore, here at the ballpark tonight. He was one time the head football coach. Here's the 1-2. Outside, way outside, 2-2. We'll be on the air Friday night. 6 o'clock start. 6 o'clock, not 7, against the Liberty Ilo Leopards. One of the top 3A teams in the state. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. I think that was it would have been a call, strike 3 anyway. So Ross out on strikes. 2 down now for Maddox Martinez. Let's go, Maddox. Runners at second and third with 2 outs now. Outside, ball 1. This umpire's done a good job. You know, he hasn't just widened the zone as much as you see some high school umpires do. Here's the 1-0. High. That gets away from the catcher. Runner's going to try to score from third, and he will standing up. So got away from the catcher all the way back to the screen, and Soap comes in to score. Run number 12 in the ball game for the Bulldogs. So he scores on a wild pitch. And moving over to third is Caden Ritter. So now it's 12-4. And the count is 2 balls and no strikes on Maddox Martinez. And now Zach Hubbard out to visit with the home plate umpire. Not for sure what that's about. And now the home plate umpire is going to go out and visit with the base umpire. What's going on here? And the plate umpire listened to Zach Hubbard, but no change. I don't know what that was about. Don't have any idea. Two and 0 the count now on, let's see, this is Maddox Martinez. Here's the 2-0. Ooh, that was close there too. 3-0 the count now. Carthage up 12-4. Top of the 6th. Runner on third with 2 outs. There's a strike. No doubt about that one. 3-1. Carthage up by 8. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. He's on. And so that now brings to the plate Sam Watson. Watson has doubled, been hit by a pitch and scored, lined to center, and then walked with the bases loaded and picked up an RBI. That was back in the last inning. Carthage with 5 in the second, 5 in the 5th, and now 2 in the 6th. They lead at 12-4. 4 runs for Kilgore came in the bottom of the 5th. Came in the bottom of the 5th when Carthage was 1 strike away from ending the ball game on the run rule. This pitch is foul back into the screen. Oh, and 1 on Sam. his stance is not as open, not as pronounced and open. Now it's opening up a little bit more. Yep, okay. Here's the 0-1. In there for a strike. Strike 2. 0-2 now on Sam, so he's behind in the count. We're in the top of the 6th inning here at Driller Park. Carthage leading 12-4 over the Kilgore Bulldogs. Here's the 0-2 outside. 1-2 now on Watson. Now there's a pitch right there that I don't understand really why they do that. That's sort of a wasted pitch right there. You're going to throw it outside by a pretty good margin, hoping he goes after it, but they never do when it's just totally off the plate. Here's the 1-2, low, 2-2. To me, what it does is it just runs up the pitch count by 1. To me, sort of a wasted pitch. Okay, let's go, Sam. 2-2 the count now. He was behind in the count 0-2. Now it's 2-2. 2 outs, runners at the corners. Carthage up 12-4, 2 outs here in the inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch way outside, ball 3. 3-2 the count now. Bulldogs be in the playoffs next week. Going to play a warm-up game on Friday night at Carthage against Liberty Ilo. Here's the 3-2 pitch. There goes the runner from first. Ball 4. Bases are loaded. That was just a little bit high. Pretty close pitch. And so now bases are loaded for Cale Preston. So, okay, now in another situation here, a base hit. And who have we got at second base? We've got Martinez, pretty good speed out there, getting a big lead. They're not trying to hold him on. A base hit, give us a 10-run lead again. Low, ball 1. That almost hit him. 1-0 on Preston. Boy, he's had a big night. Single. 2 RBI single, scored a run in the second, line to left, sac fly in the 5th, driving in a run. High, 2-0. Base is juiced. They're full of dogs right now. Here's the 2-0, high ball 3. So the setting is Driller Park at 9:13. So we've been going 2 hours and 13 minutes. Long game tonight. 12-4 Carthage on top. We're in the top of the 6th. Carthage with the bases loaded and 2 outs. And a 3-0 count on Cale Preston. Preston, the 9th batter in the inning for Carthage. The 3-0 way high and outside, and that brings in a run. So now it's 13-4. Bases still loaded. And the Kilgore coach, Zach Hubbard, going out to the mound. We're going to have another pitching change. And so, we'll remind you the timeout is sponsored by FlowZone, industry leader for all oil and gas pipe, valve, fitting, and supply needs, ready to offer customer service that will exceed your expectations. All right, so during this pitching change, let's take a 90-second break. 90 seconds, and we'll be back.
Starting a new project? Kane Hardware and Lumber is right in your neighborhood, ready to help, because do it yourself doesn't mean do it alone. Locally managed and operated, they know your name. Walk in and they treat you like family. There to celebrate life's biggest moments right alongside you. From your first home to your first grandbaby, they're all about relationships and community, not transactions. That's what makes them locally strong. Stop in at Kane Hardware and Lumber today, 224 South Shelby. Why would you shop anywhere else?
Carthage Independent School District is where champions are educated. As we face another year of uncertainty, Carthage will remain committed to being champions for every child, every day. We will continue being champions in the classroom with the help of our incredible team of teachers. We will continue being champions in extracurriculars, fine arts, and athletic events with the support of our fans along the way. And we will continue being champions for our community. Thank you for your continued support.
Buying your new, pre-owned, or custom-built vehicle should never be a stressful experience. And at XL Ford, our staff works hard at ensuring your buying experience is always a relaxing, stress-free event. Whether it's a car, truck, SUV, or crossover, you are always welcome to browse at your pace or custom build your vehicle at xlford.net. XL Ford, right on the loop, right on the price.
Larry Allen back here at Driller Park along with Thomas Powell. Thomas is doing the video work. And a reminder to you, if you've been listening on 104.3 FM, KGAS radio, if you've been listening to the ball game, you can watch this game for free. You can watch it for free by going to easttexastoday.com. easttexastoday.com. No spaces in there. And you'll be able to watch the game for free. All right, let's see. So we've got the bases loaded for the Bulldogs. 3 runs are in here in the 6th inning. Carthage now leading at 13-4. Bases loaded with 2 outs, and the batter is Blayton Legrone. Legrone got all this started. No, he didn't either. Cade Moore got all this started. Okay, the pitch is outside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch outside and low, ball 2. There's a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. The count to Blayton Legrone. Here's a 2-1. Outside, ball 3. 3-1 to Legrone. Bases loaded with 2 down here in the top of the 6th. Carthage leading at 13-4. Here's a 3-1. Outside. Gets away from the catcher. 1 run will come in to score. All the other runners move up, and it's now 14-4. And the Bulldogs have got a runner now trapped between home and third. I'll be Sam Watson. Going to be tagged out. And I'm not for sure how that happened anyway. A run came in to score on the bases loaded walk to Legrone. It got away from the catcher, and I guess Watson thought he might be able to score, and he got in the rundown and was tagged out. So the Bulldogs do score 4 runs. So again, they have a 10-run lead here. It's 14-4. As we go now to the bottom of the 6th, we'll have that for you after this 2-minute break. 2 minutes.
Choosing the right healthcare provider can be a difficult task. Hope Community Medicine is here for you. Whether you need medical, OB/GYN, or behavioral health services, it is our mission to provide access to high-quality healthcare regardless of your ability to pay. With 5 convenient locations in Carthage, Tenaha, Center, and St. Augustine to better serve your family. Hope Community Medicine, 903-690-8395.
Since 1980, Juicy's Hamburgers has been serving up the freshest, juiciest burgers in East Texas. At Juicy's, every bite is legendary. From our hand-ground beef to our crispy fries, golden onion rings, savory beans, and mouth-watering chicken fried steaks. Everything is made fresh to order. It's no wonder Juicy's has been voted best burger in East Texas for 40 years running. Juicy's Hamburgers, where tradition meets taste.
Better solutions, better building comes from Louisiana Pacific, caring and involved corporate resident. Friends and neighbors in Panola County are the foundation of business at Louisiana Pacific, delivering high-performance building products in the area. You know these folks. You know them from church, civic clubs, as volunteers in the work they do in the community, and at Louisiana Pacific. Good people in good company with you and Louisiana Pacific.
Farmers State Bank, a name that you know and can depend on. We're your neighbors and community partners. We're committed to meeting your financial needs by providing banking solutions for your mortgage, commercial, or personal loans. With 118 years of service to our community, we're part of your local rodeos, 4-H, and festivals. We want you to know that we're here for you. Visit us at fsbctx.bank or come see us today. Farmers State Bank, improving lives and fulfilling dreams. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All right, we're back here at Driller Park, and for the second straight inning, we have a chance to end the game on the run rule. It's 14-4 Carthage going into the bottom of the 6th. This pitch is foul back. And the count now is 0-2 on the leadoff hitter. This is Colton Hale, so this is the 2-hole hitter. So we're going to face the meat of the order here. Here's the 0-2. High, 1-2. They'll have the 2, 3, and 4-hole hitters up here. In the bottom of the 6th, here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and he got him. So Hale is down on strikes. 1 out. And that brings up Joseph Hendrickson, the catcher, who has struck out, walked, and then singled and scored. Left-handed hitter. Bulldogs had a chance in the 5th inning to end it on the run rule. In fact, we were 1 strike away from ending it. 2 outs, 10-0 lead. This one is hit out into left field. That's Cade Ross out there. Ross over to his right, 2-hands it for out number 2. When Preston came in from left field to pitch, Ross went to left field, makes the play there. I think that's Cade Ross out there in left. Pretty sure it is. Okay, now 2 down and nobody on for Kason Edney. This one, ground ball down to the 3rd. Leach with it. Throw to first. In time, ball game. So Cale Preston retires them in order here in the bottom of the 6th. And Carthage wins it on the run rule, 14-4 after 6 innings of play. All right, we'll be back to wrap this one up after this 90-second break. You're listening to Carthage Bulldog Baseball on your sports beat station, KGAS.
Hal's Air Conditioning and Electrical.
Is Spider-Man there?
Well, I don't know where you can find Spider-Man.
Don't you always have something for everyone?
Well, we can help everyone with heating, cooling, and electrical repair needs. We install new systems and whole home generators, too. We don't know where any superheroes are, but we always have super prices.
Super prices? I never heard of that superhero.
Since 1974, we've got something for everyone. Hal's Air Conditioning and Electrical. Call 903-693-7451.
When making important decisions, it's reassuring to count on people you know. First State Bank and Trust Company is that group of people offering home loans or everyday depository needs. First State Bank and Trust is recognized as being among the most reliable, strongest banks as determined by our nation's leading bank rating firm, Bauer Financial Incorporated. It's a 5-star rated bank of people you know, always innovating for your changing financial needs. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender, First State Bank and Trust. Country at its best, the Carthage town motto, and access to health care rivaling that of bigger cities is a big reason life is so good here, with UT Health at the heart of the community. Find round-the-clock emergency treatment in a Level 4 trauma center, advanced radiology and imaging technology, specialists for cardiology, family medicine, internal medicine, and pediatrics. Your medical need is met with personalized attention found only in a close-knit community. Healthcare at its best right here, UT Health Carthage.
Tuesday night at historic Driller Park in Kilgore, the Carthage Bulldogs and the Kilgore Bulldogs in the final district contest of the year for both teams, and Carthage wins it on the run rule 14-4 in 6 innings. Here are the totals in the ball game. First of all, for Kilgore, 4 runs on 8 hits. They committed 1 error and they stranded 9. And they will finish the district race with 8 wins and 6 losses, and will go into the playoffs in Division 1 in Class 4A. For the Carthage Bulldogs, the Bulldogs had 14 runs on 11 hits, no errors, and they stranded 8. The Bulldogs now for the season, 14 wins, 12 losses, and 1 tie, and they end the district in second place behind Spring Hill. Carthage record in district play, 11 wins and 3 losses. The Bulldogs will go into the playoffs as the number 2 seed in Division 2 in Class 4A, and the Bulldogs will be playing the number 1 seed from Division 2 from District 15 4A in the opening round of the playoffs. Once again, Carthage wins it here in 6 innings on the run rule, 10 after 5. Carthage 14 and Kilgore 4. For your Sports Beat station, I'm Larry Allen. Okay, want to thank Thomas Powell for his great work on the video, as always. And, Josh, your work back at the station. We'll be on the air Friday night at 6 o'clock from Bulldog Park with a warm-up game against the Liberty Ilo Leopards. Once again, the final here from Kilgore in 6 innings. Carthage wins it on the run rule. Carthage 14 and Kilgore 4. For Thomas Powell and Josh back at the station, I'm Larry Allen.